Hello, hello, friends. Tiana Smith here with TianaSmithCoaching.com and creator of the Seven Figure Club and Freedom Planner Systems. And today is day one of a 12-day series. It's December. If you're watching this live, I do plan to evergreen this, but if you're live, I thought of the 12 days of Christmas essentially, but instead it's the beginning of December, it's the end of the year. And I thought I would create a series that could help my fellow entrepreneurs, coaches, course creators really tap into a way of doing business that I've called for over a decade, get paid to be you. And what that looks like is how do you create a business and a lifestyle around your unique selling points? And outside of even business, like USP and saying something like unique selling points, it is really about creating a life and business by design. And how I've been teaching my clients to do this and how I've done this myself is that every element of my business is actually based on myself. So, again, this is for people who have a skill set, have an expertise, are a creator of some sort. You could be an artist, you could be a musician, you could be creating courses, you could even have a local business that you want to have that unique spin based on your passions. Like you open that business because you wanted to bring something to the world that others haven't brought. And that's why I've created every product, even accidentally. So on day one, and I'm going to try and keep these under 10 minutes each one, I'm going to do a big webinar training on the final day and later this month after the Christmas. But for the next 12 days, here's the goal. Every day is going to be focused on one main thing. And today's main thing is the identity shift. And really, in business terms, we're going to call that your USP, your unique selling point. So, in my Facebook group, which I have, so if you're watching this somewhere else outside of the Facebook group, then you can just put FB in the comments or something. If you want an invite, you can find it. It's pretty easy. You can DM me if you want into our private group. It's free right now. So, what I talk about when I personally say, what's your USP? What's your unique selling point? Is I want you to get a pen and paper out and list 5 things that make like you're passionate about. So rather than me even just saying what makes you different, I think that's a little like out there. And I'm encouraging you to not use AI at first. If you want to edit things, do research. I really believe that when we're talking about being creators, being unique, being like, I come from the music business. Let me give you an example. Are you somebody that 28 songwriters are writing a song for you and you're not really even using words you use? Other people are putting it in your mouth, which is what I think a lot of AI does. And again, we can use AI for great tools. Or are you the actual singer songwriter? Are you the person who's saying, this is my song, I wrote these lyrics? And the great artists that all of us know and love, like the Beatles, like Prince, like Adele, and even if they've had co-writers on their stuff, they're still coming to the table saying, no, I feel this way about it, this is my voice. And even if you don't have a singing voice, we all have a voice. And in fact, even if you couldn't speak but you could type, you still have a voice. Okay, and this is where this is the powerful part of the way that I do branding. So having started in the music business, you're always taught what makes you different. What's your story? And what's really cool for any of us who've lived any amount of time and you're watching this video is like your story is what is going to actually sell. I can't tell you how many people said, Tiana, I read your about bio that you restarted your whole life post divorce, you had your little kids, full custody, and you only had the quarters in your Jeep dash. Is that true? I'm like, that's true. And I had a decision to make. Was I one going to shrink and going to go get food stamps like some of my friends encouraged me to do when all our accounts got frozen post divorce and I had nothing? Or was I going to say, I'm going to start a new bank account and I'm going to go use the skills that I've been building, my master's degree that I paid for myself, and I'm going to stay home with my kids. I'm going to work from this laptop and I'm going to make this work. And so this is part of why, and in that week that I decided to do that, I made $6,000, got to pay my bills, and had enough to then go to another business event the next week and made $20,000 from people I met at that business event. So I'm telling you, at any point in your life, in these 12 days, you have the capacity, if you decide that you do, to restart your life, to restart your business. And so if I was going to go to my unique selling point and just talk about some words that are important to me, it would be integrity. And that's part of why I talk about don't outsource your voice. Don't outsource your voice. It's your voice. Stop outsourcing it. Figure out how to say the thing that you want to say. If you want to use AI to edit what you have to say, sure. But start with your voice right now, okay? So, what things make you unique? So, let me talk about some other things that make me unique to help you start to think about what makes you unique. I love plants. And it's interesting, I bring plants a lot. It's actually just in the last 3 years I really started getting into plants. I'm in love with that. For years, I said I didn't have a green thumb. I didn't know how to grow something. But then, like, I don't know what it was. Like, I don't know if it was like, I will tell you, I noticed on a lot of my Pinterest boards for my dream life, for my dream home, that there were plants and trees in it. So I think subconsciously, I didn't even see that till after I started buying plants and trees. And then I was looking through my Pinterest boards and my vision boards from a decade and like, oh, there's plants and trees in all these houses that I've been pinning. And I remember also as a kid when I watched a movie, there was this one movie, and I remember this house this girl went in. It was like there was all this greenery everywhere. It was like almost like they had this indoor jungle. So sometimes, and that's a side note, we will talk about vision boards during the next 12 days, but not today. But sometimes there's these things that you love. So that's why I said rather than thinking what makes you unique over somebody else, what I want you to actually ask yourself is, what do you love? Like really, and start to make a really big list about it. And this is a really fun activity. In the group, I do have the action step for today to put like 5 things that make you unique about yourself. But I think it should be preceded by a list. And I like to have timers around. I'm going to show you one of my timers. I like to have timers. So what I teach my clients is set a 10-minute timer. Like you've got 10 minutes. If you want to really change your life to get paid to be you, then today set 10-minute timer. The action step is for today. The point is to get the homework done and come back for day 2. And we're going to build something over the next 12 days. Okay. So first we're going to do the inner work. Because before we even talk about who do you want to attract, you need to know who you are, what you want to bring to the table. Okay. And I'm saying hellos on the side. Hello, hello, Zane, and other people saying hi. Nice to see you. And it's Tiana, not Tatiana. But it's all good. I appreciate you trying. Okay. So what do you love? And I remember it was really cute. One time I sent my client a happy list. I said, write down the things that make you happy. And the list was so sweet. It brought tears to my eyes when I read her list. And it was things like mittens in the wintertime. And it reminded me of being a child and how that did make me happy. I didn't always have mittens in the wintertime in Michigan. Or I remember when you get them wet and you're just like, I wish I had like gloves that kept my for me, I love cigars. That's a new love too. Cigars and plants. I love hot tubs. Like if I could just be sitting in a hot tub with a cappuccino, I'm so happy. So I want you to start to list out things that make you really happy. And then I want to start then the next list. Let's say you do that for 10 minutes or even just 5 minutes and then the next 5 minutes. So whatever way you want to bring up this time frame, set a timer, write it down, put a pretty song on, okay? Then you want to write down like what parts of business that like I do differently stand apart. So for me, for example, if you've been in business for a while, you might already know some things. If you're new, it might just be this is how I want to do things differently. For me, what the things that I think make me unique are the things I didn't like about other people. So it might sound a little negative, but sometimes we learn a lot of lessons because we're like, I don't like this. I don't want to be like this. So here's what I want to do instead. So for me, what I love is that I actually offer in my courses different than other people's courses. I actually give people my actual 7-figure funnels and actually 8 figures that I've done 7, my clients have done 8. And other people don't do that like ever, right? They're like, "Oh, here's a template," but it's not the actual template that they actually use to make the money. I love sharing these things with clients. Same in Canva. I give my clients like these Canva templates because once again, I've taken tons of courses where people promise something that sounded like that. Then when I was in the course, they didn't give you the actual tools that they used at that time, or they give you something that was 10 years old rather than what's working right now. So I love to be that person that's like, "No, I'm going to give you what's working right now." And in my done for you programs, a lot of people said, well, like, okay, well, I don't really have time for a course, but can you do it for me? But how much time is required of me? I'm like, well, if I'm doing it for you, I maybe need an hour of your time a week. Outside of that, I'm doing it for you. That's the point. They're like, you mean I don't have to like go fill out all these lists? Or I'm like, no, that's what I'm doing for you. So I share that because like I took pain points, things that I wish had been different in other programs, and I make them a certain way in my programs because I didn't want to be like that. I wanted to be like this. You do that in parenting too. Maybe you liked what a parent did. You're like, I want to do that, but you didn't like what a parent did. So you want to do the opposite of that. So we can use our pain points from the past and we can turn it into a positive for ourselves, for our clients, for the future. So I would say those two things would then help you put together what is your unique selling point. Okay. Another part of this before we go, I just want to wrap this up in the next 1 minute, is to bring all that together into, yes, what is your unique selling point? If you already know that there are words that people use to describe you, so I'll list some of the ones that I kept hearing, which is what changed how I put my titles. Meaning, like if you see my brand, Tiana Smith or Seven Figure Club somewhere, you're going to see 3 keywords. Okay. So these are like keywords that people would search. So I want you to start to think about like SEO, search engine optimization. Don't go too far into it, but just think about it. If you were Googling something, if you were asking a question on AI, you want to start to be known as those few keywords. So mine are luxury branding. I want if somebody searches luxury branding on Google, I come up. If somebody searches done for you funnels, 7-figure funnels, I come up. So that's your action steps, is to go and one, find the group. You can DM me, and to set the timers, make your list, and then let us know in the group, and or let me know in the comments if you're not in the group. I'd love to hear. I'll see you tomorrow for day 2.